Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to Transfer News with me, Kova. If you haven't subscribed already, please go and subscribe to get these into your inbox daily. Every single day, you will get a brand new transfer news to feast your eyes on and let you know who's going where and the potential moves that are going to go down. So we're going to start off with a Middlesbrough move. Now, Middlesbrough are actually being really highly active. It looks like they're going to spend money to try and stay in the Premier League. Although, with this signing, it isn't actually spending any money. They've signed Victor Valdez on a free, which you can't really argue too much about. Like, at the end of the day, yes, he is old, but goalkeepers can play for a long time. Let's not forget, Buffon is like pushing towards 40. Mid-30s, late 30s, So, you can have goalkeepers who can play beyond 30 for quite some time. And I think Valdez could potentially do it. Obviously, he didn't have a good time at Man U, but he was seen as like the replacement when De Gea might have left. But obviously, Van Gaal had other ideas and would rather sign, Romero. He basically pushed Valdez out, didn't want him, wasn't interested yet. And Valdez ended up going out on loan to, I think it was Standard Liège in Belgium. And obviously, had a few decent performances there. But he is apparently, it's confirmed now, he is coming back to the Prem with Middlesbrough. They're looking to sign, some experienced players for the core of the team by the looks of things. And that carries on with the next one, Neven Subotic. He has been interested in, a move away from Dortmund. He said it himself. He wants to leave, to get some first-team football. Sunderland and Stoke have expressed interest, but he has been shown around the Middlesbrough, I think, training complex that they've got and stadium recently. Well, I think today he was getting shown around there, and apparently it's an 8 million deal from Borussia Dortmund. And I think he'd be a great signing, to be honest. At the end of the day, it's only injuries that have prevented him from playing for Dortmund. He was first choice Dortmund centre-back with Hummels and then got edged out because of injuries. Now, it's whether he can stay fit with Middlesbrough or not is the main thing, whether that signing would be worthwhile. Next up, a Newcastle deal, and that is they are going for Grant Hanley from Blackburn. They're basically having a massive rebuild in the Championship now that they've gone down. They've let Colaccini go, so they need another centre-back. I think Lascelles will play centre-back for Newcastle. He's a young defender that he signed from Nottingham Forest, so he will obviously get a position, but they need a partner for him, and it looks like it's going to be Grant Hanley from Blackburn. Next up is David Santon. Looks like he's about to complete his move from Inter Milan to Sunderland in a 4 million deal. The player can play both left and right back, which is probably something Allardyce will be way happy with. They've obviously got, I think they had Yedlin on loan last season, so I might see Santon playing right back with Van Aanholt playing left back. So he's obviously got experience. Experience playing in the Prem before with Newcastle. He didn't have a great time, wasn't that good. But then obviously went to Inter Milan, and I think he's been a squad player for Inter Milan. He hasn't really played too much there. So it gives him the chance to have some first-team football. And he also gets Sunderland to sign what I'd argue to be quite a good player if he gets a good run of games. Next up is Lewis Cook. The Leeds midfielder is having a medical today at Bournemouth to complete a £6 million deal, which is a lot of money. But he is a young player coming through. Obviously, you can see there he's born in 1997. So he's got potential to get better and better, I believe. And obviously, Bournemouth are spending money on now potential as well as like good proven players. So obviously just signed Ibe, or about to sign Ibe for about 14 million, Cook for 6 million, and obviously they've got like the likes of Afobe, Wilson up front. They're getting a really good strong team together. I think they could do with another few signings to really push them on. But nobody expected Bournemouth to stay up last season. They did. They done great. And they're looking to push on and remain in the Premier League. Next up is this guy, Joe Allen. I've mentioned him a lot in my channel recently. And not forgetting like the Liverpool player ratings, which you can find way back. And he's getting better and better so far. Obviously, Wales are out of the Euros now, which means he is free to move clubs should any club meet the valuation, which I believe is 14 million from Liverpool. And he's in a Southampton badge today because they are the latest club to show interest. Apparently there's 6 different clubs. I can name Swansea, Southampton, Sevilla. I can name 3. The other 3 are a bit of a mystery. We don't know who they are. But I wouldn't surprise me if it was another Prem club or 2. Next up is Blaszczykowski. He is a target for Liverpool, which is no surprise. A Dortmund player getting linked to Liverpool because of the Jurgen Klopp link. That doesn't surprise me one bit. Blaszczykowski got sent out on loan to Fiorentina last season. He actually played really well for Fiorentina. The 30-year-old had a good Euros as well for me. He was quite strong apart from missing that penalty. He was a real impact player. for Poland and was a real threat as well. I'd be quite happy if Liverpool signed him. Next up is Julian Draxler, a deal that's not going away. Arsene Wenger is preparing to sign Draxler from Wolfsburg, but they want 43 million, which seems to be a bit of a stumbling block at the moment. Now, obviously, Wenger is notorious for being tight with the money, but recent seasons he's made the one or two marquee signings for each one. Obviously we've seen Sanchez, we've seen Ozil, we've now seen Xhaka, or Haka, or however you pronounce his name, and it could be the next one to be Draxler to inject a bit of pace and a bit of skill on the wing. Next one is a strange one. I done Pele recently in I think it was a video or two in the back previously even, and Pele was rumoured to be going to Everton, to link up with Koeman, but now it's came about that he is apparently going to move to China. Another club from China, Shandong Liang, have bid 13 million for him, and obviously will offer him a big bumper contract. You've probably seen him in the World Cup and thought, oh yeah, we'll have him as our marquee player. I think the Chinese clubs are allowed to sign 5 foreign players, and obviously they're the ones that get the big money to kind of promote the game over there. Now, Pele would obviously move there. At the end of the day, he is I think he's 30 or 31. So he'd go there simply for the money. He would get paid an absolute shed ton, probably a lot more than he would make in the Prem. It kind of makes sense, but I'd hate to see him go because I think he's a really good player. Next up is Enner Valencia. His agents has came out and said that he is keen on a move to Lazio from West Ham. Now, Valencia and Sacco, who both will feature in this video, basically they fired West Ham to a newer level. Sam Allardyce, I think at the time, signed both of them and played them as wingers that were strikers at the same time. It's a bit of a weird one, and they really especially to begin with, they pushed West Ham further on, and I think they were kind of the cause of them signing bigger and better players. So it's a bit of a disappointment to see both of them will go. As you can see here, Diafra Sakho, although he does have a West Ham badge, he's looking to move as well, because he wants to get guaranteed first team football, and he's handed a transfer request in. That's what I've seen. He's apparently wanting to make that move quick. And finally, we end up on Jesus Gomez, the ex-Villarreal player. He was at Atletico Madrid but didn't really get a game behind Juan Fran. He has now made a move to Newcastle that is confirmed. I think I've seen it confirmed on the Newcastle Twitter just before. And it's obviously, as I mentioned before, part of the rebuilding project that, Rafa Benitez has got with Newcastle. And this is what the team would look like. Obviously, the few links that don't count because Middlesbrough obviously aren't in the Prem, or class as being in the Prem on this website. So, apart from that, it's not too exciting, but quite a fair few strong players could be moving into the Prem. Guys, if you did enjoy, as always, smash that like button, and I shall see you in the next one.